Hello, my name is Brendan Carroll, and welcome back to the Writers Forum. I am once again joined by my co-host, Natalie. How are you doing today, Natalie?
I'm doing pretty good, Brendan. How are you?
I am doing absolutely amazing. So today our topic is about traveling. So Natalie, what place have you traveled to most recently?
The most recent place I've been to is Virginia Beach.
And was this over summer break?
No, actually, I think it wasn't last summer, it was the summer before.
So before COVID?
Yes, yeah.
Or no, because...
Well, it was during COVID, actually, in 2020.
Yeah. Jeez, time goes by fast, holy crap.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy your time there?
Yeah, no, it was actually really nice down there. It was very humid, that's for sure.
I feel like my recent trip would have to be to Ohio, Canton for the weekend. Me and my family, this was like a while ago, before even COVID started. We were talking about going up to Ohio to see the Football Hall of Fame. And we stayed in this house, which was football themed for the weekend. And like every room, it had different teams, like from Cleveland mattresses to just anything football. The tables were shaped in a football. There's things all over the walls. So it was really nice. Who did you go with to Virginia Beach?
I went with my family, so it was my mom, my brother, and then my mom's boyfriend. He was actually the one who brought up the idea to go down there. And then we also brought part of his family down with us as well.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah.
For me, it was me, my two brothers, my mom, and her boy, my stepdad. So, and we were there for about 3 days. Was that how long you stayed for as well, or?
Actually, I was down there for a week.
A week? Oof. I've never been on a vacation that has lasted a week. Every trip that I've been on lasts at least 3 days at minimum, and 5 days the most, no weeks. And we were supposed to do a week trip, but I don't know when that was. I feel like I was supposed to do something like that, but it might have been for my Chicago trip, because when I finished high school, me, my mom, my stepdad were planning to go up to Chicago for in June, but then COVID happened, so, and the flights were being suspended, the airfare was just pricey, so we're still planning on going. We're hopefully going by this summer, but like I said, anything's up in the air. And I really want to see Chicago, because I've been to New York City, Washington, D.C., I've been to Pennsylvania, Ohio. Where else have I been? I'm thinking I'm going to Delaware soon, but those are pretty much all the places I've been to. And obviously I've been to Canada, because my state, literally my town is literally on the border. We're literally breathing on Canada's neck, so. Have you ever been to New York City?
Yeah, actually I have been to New York City. I went when I was I think in 3rd grade. I've also been to Florida as well, but who hasn't been to Florida?
I've never been to Florida. I want to go to Florida so bad, because my grandfather lives down there. But my brothers, they're here's the thing. Me and my brothers, we've never been on a plane before. And I'm 19 years old. So I've just never been on a plane. I don't really know the experience. And my brothers are kind of terrified of going. Well, my brother Reese, he's he'll probably get anxious as soon as we get on the plane, but then he'll probably be excited about it. And my brother Nick, I'm pretty sure he won't say anything. It's like going on a roller coaster when you're going up on the hill where you're just completely silent and stone cold. I think that's going to be him the entire trip. But I really want to go down to Florida. It's really far.
Makes sense.
From driving, because I don't know how long, you could get to Ohio in a day, not even a day. It's less, half that. So I would say it would have to be more than that. So it's definitely not worth it driving a car. So it's just faster to go by plane, if anything. But hopefully one of these days we'll be able to do that. But going back to New York City, how long were you in New York City for?
I think I was only there for like 3 days-ish.
3 days, that's not enough time. Especially in New York City. Like anywhere else, like that's kind of like understandable, but New York City, there's just so much to do.
Yeah, it was just like a weekend thing for like my birthday. We did a lot of activities though, so like it was worthwhile, but like we did like a lot of stuff when we were there.
Like what did you do there?
We went on the ferry, like the ferry boat, and saw like the Statue of Liberty. We also went to the Disney store. We went around and like looked at like some of the restaurants.
Did you eat at any of the restaurants, or were you just doing window shopping?
No, we ate at this one Italian restaurant. I don't know what it's called. We just kind of like saw it and was like, this looks interesting. But they had like the biggest meatball. I remember that. And it was like this tiny itty bitty little Italian restaurant. I wish I knew the name of it, but like it was just like this little small like rundown restaurant. It might not even be there anymore, honestly.
That's sad.
Yeah.
I can't remember. I remember a bit of my New York City trip. So this was like in high school. I was part of a business academy, and like it's like I guess every year like all the academies come together. Business, art, science come together, and we go on a trip. And we went to New York City for about 4 or 5 days, and it was actually really fun. Like, I always wanted to go to New York City, and I was just like, finally, this is my opportunity to go. And I was not disappointed. Like, I think my highlight was just going to Times Square because there's just so much going on there. And like, it's actually kind of like sad because that was like a year before COVID happened. So I was glad I was able to go, because if that trip was like held off till next year, I would have never been able to go. So it was there's just so much to do down there. Like every block you go on, there's just something new. There's like something else going on. Like, and we went to the Statue of Liberty. We went to, like I said, we went to Times Square. We visited some restaurants, some stores, but pretty much we did everything that most people know what New York City is about, but even then, we were still missing out on a lot.
Yeah, like I know personally I want to go back down there because I missed out on so much. There's a lot of like really weird but interesting places that I'm only starting to learn about. Like clearly my 8-year-old self would be like, not know that even existed. Like there's one place where you can like go in, it's like a ton of like different like tunnels with different colors. Like I wouldn't have known about that when I was little, you know?
Yeah. So that's just the wonder of it all, honestly. Like New York City is it's the city that never sleeps, and I'm glad that's finally like reopening now, because it was very like sad when like COVID started, because you could even see with the pictures from Times Square, like Times Square 24 hours a day, it's always busy. There's always going to be people walking. It is going to be busy, hectic. And then when COVID hit, there was like 20 people at most just trying to like make their way back home, and that's it, because all the stores were closed. People were recommended to stay indoors, so it was very sad. And now it's finally reopening. They got Broadway shows going again. So I'm glad like that aspect's back. And I really would love to go back to New York City as well, to not just like do new stuff, but also the old stuff, because that was just very fun. Like there's just some things that you can't do like here in Rochester or where I'm from in Buffalo. Most stuff you can't even do there. So it's a nice trip to do. So what is one country, well, this is like a two-part. What's one state in the U.S. that you want to visit, and what's one other place in the world you want to visit?
I would definitely say California, just because of like how hectic it is, kind of. But like also like the interesting places there as well, and like all of like the different like little like monuments there as well. Country though, I would say Italy because of my Italian heritage. And also, it's a really beautiful place to visit as well.
That's what I've heard. I feel like for me, it was originally like I said, I want to go to Florida, but California, most specifically, I want to go to just Los Angeles because I
Yeah.
really want to see Hollywood. I feel like if you go to New York City, you have to go to Los Angeles. Those are like the two biggest cities that the United States is known for. San Diego, I would mind to go. I would love to go to Las Vegas as well. So hopefully after my Chicago trip, me and my family, like my brothers will be older by then, so we'll maybe finally be able to go on a plane, be able to afford, because that's like the thing with our family now. It's like we just want to travel at this point. Like my mom, that's the only thing she wants to do. She doesn't want to work. She wants to travel, so that's what we're trying to do. As for a country, I actually would have to say, well, continent, I would have to say Australia, because I don't know why, I just really want to visit Australia. I feel like the weather would be very generous to me down there, and also I just love Australian people's accents. Like I really want to like learn one.
Good day, mate.
Good day, mate. I don't know, there's other places as well. Like I wouldn't mind visiting like Italy, as you said. Germany, I'd be really interested in, and of course I want to visit the United Kingdom, so like London. The only thing with London is that the weather's never really good down there, so.
Yeah, no. I definitely for sure want to go to like different places. Like for my major, I probably could do that because photography, like with photography, you could do traveling photography and like take pictures around the world. But like.
And do your trips get covered by like the school or the company that you're working for, or do you have to do that all yourself?
No, probably the company would like cover those. Like they would pay you to actually like travel and stuff. But like, I don't know, for me personally, I want to just like go everywhere. Like, I want to go to like South America and like go to like.
I forgot about South America.
What's that? Yeah, I want to go down there and like, you know, because I know a little bit of Spanish too, so like it kind of is fitting. I do want to go to like England and London and like a bunch of different places.
There's a lot of places I want to go to as well.
Yeah.
And it's like overwhelming because like there's only, like you got like years and years, but like, you know, every day it's just kind of like, you just want to go there, you want to experience it. And then as you get older, you have all this money, but time's kind of like limited with work, family, so it's like, and it's even impossible to do it young, so it's more of like when the opportunity presents itself, do it. But, so any further thoughts on traveling? What are your favorite aspects of it? What are your least favorite aspects?
I would say my favorite aspects would just be like discovering a new place and maybe even finding like your favorite place and like, you know, just like looking at different places and seeing like different cultures. I feel like it's just like really interesting to see that, you know?
Right. And what is your least favorite part?
Probably the actually traveling part, depending on by plane or car, you know?
I agree. Like traveling, like trying to get to your location is like the worst part. Like if you're on a plane, like depending on where you are, that's like an hour. You'll be there within the day by the day's end. If you're, well, it actually depends because you gotta sometimes go on different flights, especially like in the United States. I know like you could mostly get to the place you want in like maybe one or two flights, but for like Europe and everything, you gotta like bounce off different flights, which is really annoying. But I think actually for my Chicago trip, when we were gonna go for this summer, I think it was, because we were trying to do this summer as well, we were actually gonna, like our flight back would have actually not taken us directly back to Buffalo. Instead, it was gonna directly take us to Miami, Florida. And I was like, I would love to go to Florida. So even if we were just gonna be there for like 30 minutes and then hop on a new flight, I would be like, hey, I finally made it to Florida.
Yeah.
Maybe not experienced it all, but.
You got to see it out the window.
Right, and it's like you said, it's that adventure feeling, you know, just going to somewhere that you've never really know. But the worst part is, I feel like about traveling is like, it's exciting when you're doing it, but then when it's over, you're like very sad and depressed. You life goes back to how it is. So
Yeah.
you want to like preserve the moment for as long as possible. So
That's why I gotta take pictures.
exactly. As you heard from Natalie, you gotta take pictures, savor the memories. Well, that's all the time we have for today. I'm Brendan Carroll, once again joined by Natalie. Thank you for joining me as always, and good night, everyone.
Oh God.
Good job, everyone.
Give yourselves a, give everyone give yourselves a pat on the back. Thank you guys for humor.